So I want to give you guys a second impression of the Samsung Q60D. Now this is the 32-inch variation, again, for those who might not have a whole lot of cash flow, again, to buy a television with in 2024. Now, at first glance, this TV looks like crap. I mean, right now we're in filmmaker mode, just so you guys can kind of see all the values of filmmaker mode. Filmmaker mode, everything in filmmaker mode is stock. Nothing about it has been augmented in any way, shape, and or form. Then we also can go into movie mode, more of the same. Now, movie mode is brighter and, in my opinion, a little bit better than filmmaker mode, so you probably want to default it there. Just, I don't know, to get you started, I suppose. But it's still not great, okay? Now, eco mode is useless. That's one of their modes this year that make everything really cool and overly blue. But I want to show you guys what I was able to turn this TV into. So we go from, let's go to the most accurate reference point, like movie mode or like filmmaker mode, which basically they look identical. Filmmaker mode, a little bit dimmer in nature, right? We go from that to this. Just a dramatic difference in the amount of color, clarity, all of it. I mean, let's just go ahead and clear this out. Okay, and you can clearly see every ounce of color pop. This thing looks a lot closer to a higher end flagship QLED than an entry level one, which I find very impressive. And then we have our filmmaker mode, which it really just looks like it has jaundice, if I'm being honest with you. Everything is green, everything is washed out. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, right? So let's show you another example. Now again, we're going to start off with filmmaker mode because this is the director's intent mode. We can even go to movie mode if we don't want to, just for a little bit extra kick in brightness, right? This is basically as good as it's going to get out of the box. Now, the reason I show this off to you guys is, again, you can pick up my settings for $5. It helps the channel grow, and it helps you get some beastly settings that transforms your TV. So look at the amount of color loss that you're going to have if you're relying on out-of-the-box settings. So out of the box, it doesn't really look that impressive, but once it's been adjusted properly to my standards, I'm telling you right now, look at the skin tone return from movie mode where everything is pale and washed. Look at the shoulder. As we look, even the parrot, just everything transforms, like literally like you've never seen. It is insane that this is even the same TV. Now this would be a little bit more of a more dramatic example of that. So again, we're in standard right now. This is the picture preset that I've gone ahead and taken way beyond anything that the reference accuracy will give you to give you perceptual accuracy, right? Or what human beings like to see, the correct colors we know and love, right? Now, this is filmmaker mode. Washed out, dead. I mean, look at our parrot there. He's lost all shades of blue. I've never seen a parrot that looks like that. And this is what bugs me about these so-called director's modes. They say that they look great. And again, you're paying your money out and you're hoping that out of the box it looks great, and it just does not, right? And to hire a calibrator, they're just going to do this to it. Make sure it adheres to some form of reference accuracy. Once it's reference accurate, this is basically it. They don't care how washed out it looks. And if you want to get away from that or around that, then you've got to go to these really blue or overly like exposed modes where you lose a lot of highlights and things like that. And it's really blue and very cool. And most people will watch their TV like this or in dynamic mode like this and just leave it there and never know what their TV is fully capable of, not knowing that this is literally right around the corner where you have all the color, all the depth, dimensionality. It truly is an amazing TV. The only thing I want out of this picture right now is more brightness, but this is not an incredibly bright TV because this is an entry-level TV. So that is something that you do have to consider as well. The light output is just not going to be there, where maybe you might want to look around if that's something that you did want. Now, to be completely dramatic, we're going to run this demo. Right now, this demo is going to be in the standard picture mode that I had. So this is going to be my calibration showing you what this TV is fully capable of. And truly, guys, it's simple. This TV looks absolutely amazing for a budget set coming out of Samsung. I didn't expect it to have the level of color accuracy that it does, to where skin tones really do come alive. Now, again, I'm not comparing it against anything at this moment, but just looking at it at a glance, it is truly damn impressive that this is not a more flagship version of their television, which gives me hope for 2024 now. I mean, granted, it's a panel lottery and it's a pain to get started and everything, but the black levels are really dark and really deep. They're not flawless or perfect or anything like that, but they are really deep. Those blues right now, very gorgeous, very rich, very pure. This is something that we would want to see on these types of TVs because, again, these entry-level TVs should be giving us the most bang for our buck, the value, so on and so forth. And it's nice to see that, again, we're able to pull such clarity and such quality out of our TVs with just some serious effort. Now, again, you guys want the settings for this, make sure you join the membership. It's a $5 membership, and I promise you, you will see exactly what I'm talking about here. It is truly incredible. Now, for dramatic effect, if you didn't want to do the $5 membership, this is pretty much what default is going to look like. This is filmmaker mode, the most accurate mode, which is why we put it here, according, of course, to all the industry purists and, again, calibration software, yada, yada. It does not look anywhere near as good as that last version of this demo looks, and it's just a day and night difference. And you can see it. I mean, it's very obvious. Like for like, match for match, you're missing skin tones. Everything's pale. Everything has jaundice. Everything is ugly. There is no real color. And if you're like expecting something out of the box to present something more than this, it's just not going to happen. And even if you hire a calibrator, they don't know how to do what I'm doing here because I created these standards in-house for perceptual accuracy, which is not something they do. Then again, join, $5, helps the channel grow, helps us do more reviews like this across more TV models, and helps you get away from the jaundiced look of these, you know, televisions of today. But that being said, the TV is far more capable than this ugly jaundiced picture on the screen right now. We can go ahead and transform it almost immediately when we go back to those quantum TV settings where, I mean, you can have that or that. I mean, the differences in yellow is just a day and night, and those skin tones as well. It's just insane. It's like taking a puke filter off of your television. So yeah, definitely more impressive. So all in all, for a first impression, it didn't go well. You guys saw all the issues and all the pains that we dealt with. However, upon second impressions, which is why I'm making this video, it does have a really nice picture. Now, $500 for a 32-inch, well, technically over $550 for a 32-inch, nice. I don't know about that, but it is really nice. I have not tested HDR, that comes next, but so far, SDR is pretty darn impressive. Colors specifically pop, and again, there's just a ton of things that I can't wait to tell you guys about that I'm finding with this TV that hopefully follow through on even like the Q80 or even Q90 model. That would be really good. And of course, the step up flagship, you know, Q95 or whatever it is, or, you know, QN95 or whatever it'll end up being, right? But yeah, it's pretty impressive, guys. So far, even after all the messed up nonsense that we dealt with, would I say buy it so far? I mean, I still wouldn't say buy it. I would say like maybe like do a step up model to give him a chance, but that's my personal experience because you guys saw that nonsense that I was dealing with. But at least the picture quality is very clear, and the three-dimensional draw to the image is definitely there, which is impressive to see on a budget screen. Now, again, we are in standard picture mode. These are my settings. This is what it would look like without them. Very ugly, very jaundice-like versus obvious. I mean, come on. The example kind of speaks for itself. I mean, even Eco can't compete. I mean, really. I really am the best in the world at what I do when we talk about TV settings because I have not met a soul alive that can do anything near what I'm doing right here. I mean, look at the depth that comes back in this scene. It's just mind-boggling. It's like literally I'm turning on HDR, what they tell you HDR is supposed to be, versus like, you know, ungraded log footage. It's just wild. But this is what TVs look like these days. So yeah. Needless to say, this TV has been hooked up by yours truly. So again, if you guys do end up buying this TV, then make sure you join so that your TV doesn't look like this or this or this, and it actually looks like this. This is the most I think I've seen a TV jump in picture quality in a very long time, which just tells me how awful everything really was out of the gate. Or how much better my skills are getting with time. Either way, you guys can benefit from it for just $5. But that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for watching the #1 brand in honesty. And as far as my second impressions go, it went a little bit better. We'll see how this goes. Keep in mind, this is not a final review or final assessment. That will be coming. But of course, we've got much to test. If there is something that you would like to see on this to maybe gauge how the more expensive models would do, let me know in the comments down below. Thanks again for watching, and until the next video, I'll see you guys later.